A frustrating situation that would happen to me pretty much every day was that I'd be productive for most of the morning, actually getting stuff done, and then I would just hit a wall. Brain fog, I couldn't concentrate, and all I wanted to do was either take a nap or reach for my third coffee of the day. If this sounds familiar, then you'll be glad to hear that you're not alone. It's something that I've experienced, but it's also one of the most common complaints that I hear from people. And the problem is that many people think that's normal and it's just something that I need to get through. But I'm here to tell you that no, those afternoon crashes are not normal and they are totally fixable. Today, I'm going to explain why exactly the energy crash happens, what you're doing to make it worse, and most importantly, what you can do to prevent them and have stable, steady energy throughout the day. First, let's talk why the afternoon energy crash happens in the first place, because when you understand the root cause, then the solutions are going to make so much more sense. Energy dips usually come down to three main things. One, blood sugar roller coaster. When you eat something, your blood sugar spikes. How much it spikes by depends on the types of food you eat. Say if you eat a high carb, low protein breakfast like cereal, toast, or a muffin, or even just a coffee, then your blood sugar is going to spike really quickly. And what goes up has to come down. When your blood sugar crashes, so does your energy. And this is where you start to feel tired, irritable, and unable to focus. And then what does most people do? They reach for coffee or sugar, which gives them a quick boost, but that energy comes crashing down an hour later. You end up on this blood sugar roller coaster for the whole afternoon, and by evening, your body is just exhausted from trying to keep up. The second reason is poor sleep, and let's be real, if you're not sleeping well, then you're going to be tired in the afternoon. We experience a dip in energy in the afternoon between 1 and 3 p.m. anyway, and this is our biology, it's part of our circadian rhythm. However, if your sleep is shit, then that afternoon dip is going to be amplified even further. And lastly, we have cortisol dysregulation. Cortisol is our main stress hormone, but it's also hugely influential on our energy levels. Ideally, cortisol is highest in the morning and then naturally declines during the day. But if you are chronically stressed, skipping meals, over-caffeinated, or sleeping poorly, that cortisol rhythm is going to be disrupted. It means that cortisol might be low in the morning, which means that you might need a cup of coffee to even function and get you going for the day, or it might peak at the wrong times of the day. When your cortisol rhythm is off, your energy is going to be off too. Okay, now let's talk about some of the habits that are sabotaging your energy, because I see them all the time. And the thing is, once you're aware of them, you can fix them. The first one is skipping breakfast or having a carb-only breakfast. And look, intermittent fasting is still very much a hot topic, and if doing it works for you, then great. But if you're skipping breakfast and then crashing in the afternoon, then there is a connection here. After a night of sleeping, your blood sugar is already low. By skipping breakfast, you're lowering it even further. When you go into lunchtime, you're so hungry that you may overeat or make poor food choices, which then overly spike your blood sugar, which then comes crashing down. Or maybe you are eating breakfast, but it's purely carb-based, such as toast with jam, cereal, or grabbing a pastry on your way to work. And look, those foods are not inherently bad, but because they're missing protein and fiber, they tend to spike your blood sugar a lot faster. And then you find yourself being hungry and tired an hour later. Another reason how you might be sabotaging steady energy levels is by the type of lunch that you choose. If you're going for heavy carb-based meals, such as pizza, sandwich with chips, or pasta, then you're setting yourself up for a crash. These meals are often high in refined carbs and often low in protein, which again just spikes up your blood sugar really quickly. And the blood is redirected to your digestive system, which is working extra hard to process that food. And as a result, you're probably feeling sluggish, with a brain fog, and tired by 2/3 p.m. And lastly, you might not be drinking enough water. And it's even the mild dehydration, 1 to 2%, that can make you irritable and tired. And most people go about their day sipping on coffees or teas, but actually forgetting to properly hydrate themselves. And the thing is, our brains are made up of roughly 75% of water. So when you're dehydrated, everything slows down. Now that you know why energy dips happens and how some of your habits might be making it worse, let's get into some strategies to help you have those steady energy levels throughout the day. Strategy number 1 is to balance your blood sugar. This is the foundation. If you can keep your blood sugar steady, then you're going to see massive improvements in your energy levels. You can start with breakfast. Make sure that it contains protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Some examples are sourdough, eggs, spinach, avocado. You can also opt for Greek yogurt, fruit and nuts, or a smoothie with protein powder, frozen fruit, some spinach and chia seeds. For lunch, use the same principle. I like to call it the PFF: protein, healthy fats, and fiber-rich carbohydrates. Start with your proteins: chicken, turkey, tofu, eggs, legumes. Go for the healthy fats such as avocado, olive oil, nuts, seeds, and then finish off with fiber-rich complex carbohydrates like sweet potato, quinoa, whole grains. And here is a bonus tip that I find works tremendously well for me and my clients, and that is to include a balanced snack around 3 to 4 p.m. You can have an apple with some almond butter, you can have Greek yogurt with a couple of nuts, you can make homemade protein balls or protein bars, and that prevents you go in long periods without eating, which can lower your blood sugar, and also having more control around your dinner and not choosing anything that would overly spike that blood sugar. Strategy number 2 is to optimize your sleep. You can't out eat or out supplement bad sleep. If you're sleeping poorly, no matter what you're going to do, you're going to feel exhausted in the afternoon. Here are 2 non-negotiables. Get 7 to 9 hours of sleep and have a consistent bed and wake time. In order to improve your sleep, then you gotta optimize your evening routine. Make sure that your room is cold, you have blackout blinds, and there is minimal noise. Stop eating meals 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed so that your body is not working on digesting that food. If you are feeling absolutely starving before going to bed, have something small like a Greek yogurt with some cashew butter, but nothing too heavy that's going to be sitting on your stomach. Have a routine that signals to your brain and body that this is the end of the day and we can shift from go, go, go mode to relaxing mode. For me, that is having a hot shower and having a simple skincare routine. And lastly, if you really struggle with your mind racing, then you can use supplements or adaptogens to your advantage. The ones that I found work best are magnesium glycinate, 1 hour before bed. That helps with mind and muscle relaxation, and also ashwagandha. With taking any supplements, make sure that you do consult with your healthcare practitioner before opting to take them. And strategy number 3 is to move your body. This is one of the easiest and fastest ways to boost your energy without relying on caffeine or sugar. When you start to feel that energy decline in the afternoon, go and move your body, ideally outside, because that combination of movement, fresh air, and sunlight is a perfect recipe for boosting energy levels. And even if you can't get outside, then do some simple stretching or body weight exercises, or even just walking around like your office or your house. The goal is to get the blood flow going and your heart rate up slightly so that you can shift that stagnant energy. Let's wrap up here. If you found this video helpful, then make sure to save it so that you can come back to it when you need it. And if you feel like somebody that you know is going to benefit from that, send it to them, because you never know, this information can genuinely change how somebody feels day to day. And if you're new here and this type of content is helpful for you, practical, science-based information that actually makes sense, then hit the subscribe button. I share videos like this every single week to help you understand your body better. All right, thank you for listening. I will see you in the next video.